Welcome.
Hi, my name is Elly Brown. I am the director of San Diego Food System Alliance. I'm here speaking on behalf of the Healthy Soils Coalition, which is a broad coalition of members. And we all place a strong value in community scale solutions that replenish our local soils and end food waste. We want to thank the City of San Diego Environmental Services Department, the Mayor's Office, council members of the Environment Committee for working with the coalition to update the San Diego Municipal Code relating to recyclable material franchise exclusion contracts. In general, we are in full support of the suggested policy changes by Ken and Mario today. The exclusion will allow small-scale composting businesses to operate in tandem with the franchise hauling system to continue to provide benefit to the community. However, two items that we'd like to have you consider are to open up the CRMC enrollment period periodically until 2020 to allow for new innovators to enter the market with a review at 2020 on organics divergence status of SB 1383 and AB 1826 implementation. Secondly, we'd like the city to consider developing an organics food recovery vision for the city of San Diego, which prioritizes source reduction, food donation, decentralized composting as solutions to meet AB 1826 and SB 1383 goals. And in fact, as it relates to food donation and food recovery, one best practice example I'd like to suggest is City of LA and their recent franchise hauling contracts. After LA's redistricting process, the city included specific language in the hauling contracts to partner with nonprofits to provide funding towards the nonprofits to pick up edible food. And with this suggested policy today, we're making a lot of great headway in terms of community composting and animal feed. So the next step would be to create more headway towards food donation efforts in San Diego. Thank you so much.
Honorable Council members on the Environment Committee, staff from the Mayor's Office, and staff from Environmental Services. My name is Boltwala-Mesina, and I'm the Executive Director of Inika Small Earth, which incubated Food to Soil exactly 2 years ago as a community-supported social enterprise. For the last 2 years, we've transformed food scraps into soil and jobs for our local communities from what is considered a gray area and a loophole in the municipal code. The revisions in front of you today will allow us to emerge from this gray area into legitimacy. Stepping out of this gray area and into the spotlight with us are broccoli stalks, citrus peels, wilted salad greens, coffee grounds, and juice pulp from all over the city. My teenage kids would call these the goody two-shoes of the food waste stream. Good boys and girls who have been kept from the playground because we are so focused on making the troublemakers, the meat, dairy, grease, and contamination, behave themselves. The revisions in front of you today will allow this trouble-free stream of food waste to go fulfill its purpose of returning nutrients and fertility back into our soil. The EPA forgot to put the tier of feeding the soil in its food waste recovery hierarchy. But the soil needs to be fed after we are done recovering food to feed humans and animals. By recommending the revisions in front of you today, you are acknowledging this tier that the EPA forgot. Because putting fertility back into our soil will require a slightly more nuanced strategy and tact than what large-scale composting and anaerobic digestion require from us. Our society provides jobs for chefs to prepare food and for farmers to grow food. But there are no jobs for those who want to dig deeper and build soil fertility. The revisions in front of you will allow organizations like Food to Soil to create a vocation for the soil growers interested in regenerating our soil's ability to not only sustain life on this planet, but also act as an efficient carbon sink. By recommending these revisions, you are distinguishing our city as not only the place for craft beer, but also for craft compost. Because there are so many discerning urban farmers and gardeners in this city who can't get their hands on small batch craft compost because there just isn't enough to go around. So thank you for doing all this. Above all, thank you for leading the way in showing local governments from all across the state and country in how a space for community scale composting can be created in an elegant and fiscally responsible manner. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I'm Mikey Nab. I'm here with the Healthy Soils Coalition. I represent Business for Good San Diego. There are 230 small business owners who have signed on as supporters of this coalition. We want to thank every one of you because you've all taken time to meet with us and discuss this issue, and you've heard all of our concerns, and ESD especially has been welcome to the outreach. So thank you all. The revisions that have been suggested today are, I think, sufficient to allow community-scale composting to grow in San Diego. And however, the suggestions that Elly mentioned in the beginning of her presentation are also important to remember. If we don't leave space for innovation in the future, new challenges won't have the opportunity for new solutions. So a long-term vision for reaching zero waste, for diverting organics, and for feeding people, animals, and soil is something that would be really important to keep our city on track, as Councilmember Ward mentioned earlier, as a finalist in the climate action realm. That's enough. Thank you.
Thank you. Bring this forward. I'm looking forward to the model. I'm looking forward to this being made publicly available so that people could see what their condition is and the situation is in their own communities. And as all these plans get brought forward, people have more information to make these decisions, certainly the council. I'm going to lose a quorum, so this will be the end of the meeting. Mr. Richard McNamee, you submitted a speak non-agenda. We had that opportunity already, but I will come and speak to you now. But the meeting is now adjourned. Thank you.